and friends.
Aunt Liz TV!
She's a magician in the kitchen.
Aunt Liz TV!
Watched on Mondays and Thursdays.
Aunt Liz TV!
Cooking yummy foods and tasty treats.
Aunt Liz TV!
Give up waters and taste the fun sleep. Aunt Liz TV. It's time to eat.
Aunt Liz TV!
Aunt Liz TV.
Aunt Liz TV!
Aunt Liz TV.
Aunt Liz TV!
Hi, welcome to Tasty Thursday. I'm reading a great book today about the Olympics because the Olympics are going on right now. So the book I'm reading today is a Magic Treehouse book, and it's number 16, and it's called Hour of the Olympics. Now, if you're familiar with this series, in this book, Jack and his sister Annie get to travel back in time to Olympic times, to Greece. And along the way, they discover all sorts of amazing and interesting facts. So this is really an interesting book that you might want to go to your library and get now, since it pertains to the Olympics events that are happening right now. So, in honor to celebrate the Olympics, we're going to be making a couple of different things. The ingredients supplies are very simple. The first thing that you need is some Christmas garland, just like this. And I cut this into pieces. This is about a 14-inch piece. So, the first thing we're going to make is called a laurel wreath, and that's what you've seen athletes wearing on their heads when they win medals. So what you're going to do is just take this piece, you're going to twist the ends together just so it sticks, and then you have this circle that is perfect for putting on your head like you are an Olympian who just won a medal. Okay, that's our first craft for the day, our Olympic craft for the day. The second one you'll see that I'm wearing, and I'm calling these edible medals. Now, they're really simple to make, and they're not completely edible. The actual metal part is edible. The ribbon part, not so much. Although, if instead of ribbon you wanted to use red licorice, you could certainly do that too. And then everything except for the tape would be edible. So let's get started. So for our edible medals, what you need is some ribbon. So I've got this red, white, and blue ribbon, and I'm going to just tear off or cut off an amount that I think looks good. Now, you might want to consider who you're making these for when you're cutting the length. So if you're making it for a grown-up, you might want to have a little bit more ribbon because their neck's a little bit bigger, and their head, it has to go over their head. So I cut off this length of ribbon. This is probably about 24 inches, so this will be a ribbon for our taste tester. It's about his size. So what you're going to do is grab your ribbon by each end and kind of cross the ends over together so that you have just a little bit of an X. And then you're going to also need some packing tape, or duct tape works fine too. Tear off a little piece, and you're going to just put your tape over one end and then fold it over the back. And what you're doing is just sticking your two pieces of ribbon together. So it might be kind of hard to see because the tape is clear, but you can see my ends are stuck together, they're not going anywhere. So now that we've got our ribbon part, the next thing you need are some chocolate coins. Now, I happen to have chocolate euros, which is a European form of money, and the Olympics just happen to be in Europe, so that works out well, doesn't it? So, what you're going to need to do is take another piece of packing tape and just fold it up, and you're going to stick it on the back. Now, you can stick it on these because they're wrapped in foil. The foil isn't edible. So you just put your tape on the back, and then you're going to take the front part of your ribbon and you're going to stick it right on to the other tape. And then just push really hard, except not too hard, because if you push too hard, then you're going to break your medal. Who wants a broken medal? Not me. Okay, so now once your tape is all stuck together, here is your edible medal. So I've got one on. I'm going to try this one on for size. And here's some other samples I made. Wow, I better put my laurel wreath on. What do you think I did to win all these medals? I don't know, but I'll take them. Let's see what they taste like. Delicious. I wonder if the taste tester's going to care that I'm doing his job. We'll find out. Delicious.
to go. Unlike the Olympians, the games they chose were really very odd. Walking trees and jogging all day long, lifting logs, are these athletes a fraud?
Okay, welcome back to the kitchen. Now you just saw some amazing athletes doing their thing. They worked up a sweat, they got really tired, so they're hungry, they need a snack. So we're gonna make some energizing snacks of Olympic donuts. Doesn't that sound delicious? Okay, so here are our supplies. We need some cake donuts, and I just bought these at the store. And then you need some white frosting, and this is just regular fluffy white frosting. And you need a little cup for mixing, and then if my gymnastic assistant can show the final ingredients, food coloring. So we've already started a few, and I'll show you here. We're using the donuts to look like Olympic rings. That's what they're going to be like at the end. So, and you also need a little circle cookie cutter. So we've already started a few, you can see. So the first thing I'm going to do is take this regular donut and take my round cookie cutter and push it right through the middle. And I'm doing that just to make the hole in the middle a little bit bigger. So you can see it's popping out the bottom. And then here is the inside. Oh, it looks like our cookie cutter stayed inside our donut. We'll have to go hunting for that. Pull it out. Okay, there it is. Alright, so taste tester, or not taste tester, helper, I'm getting confused. If you would take your little cup and put some frosting in your little cup. You also need little tiny spoons for mixing. And then in the Olympic rings, there are 5 colors, and we've already got blue, black, and red. So now we're missing the yellow and the green. So here's a spoon, and you can choose if you want to do yellow or green. And while you're doing that, I'm going to mix up the other one. See, even in our Olympic recipe, we have teamwork. Teamwork is important in the kitchen and on the sports field. Pretty much everywhere, teamwork is important. So you can see that she's just mixing a few drops into the frosting and then just giving it a really good stir. And now, once it's all mixed up, she is going to take her frosting and spread it onto the top of the donut, our Olympic ring. Now if you like a lot of frosting, you can really glob it on. If you just like a little bit of frosting, just use a little bit. Just make these Olympic snack rings to your preference. Guess I need to get my ring ready. There we go. That's looking good.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful. And now I'm going to add the green, and our Olympic rings are almost completed and ready for snacking. Now if you have a really hungry athlete, they might want to eat the whole donut. If you're just doing this for a snack, if you haven't been out doing gymnastics or running races or lifting weights, you might want to share one of these with your fellow athletes. Okay, and here is our green ring. So here is our fabulous snack of Olympic donut rings. I think I'm going to go find some hungry athletes and see if they need some energy.
I don't like tomatoes, but I do like chips. I like the taste tester when it wiggles its hips. I like the Canadian loose, makes really good food and loose. She has taste tester and he's so
musician in the kitchen.
Aunt Liz TV.
Watch it on Mondays and Thursdays.
Liz TV.
Cooking yummy foods and tasty treats.
Aunt Liz TV.
Give up orders and taste the fun sleep. Aunt Liz TV. It's time to eat.